Congress killed the clean energy sector to pay for tax cuts in a massive piece of legislation that was passed last week and has just been signed into law. And so energy bills are going to be more expensive in all 50 states. And here is some of the data. The law itself effectively gutted clean energy tax cuts. So that affects solar power, wind energy, and battery technology. A lot of projects that were in the works may get a little bit of a reprieve for a short period of time, about a year. But in general, developers are expected to make massive cuts to projects. And even where there are some sunk costs, some money's already been spent, those projects are going to get killed. The problem for us here is regardless of whether or not you love clean energy or you're a fossil fuel kind of person, it doesn't really matter. In the United States, we are super lucky. We have a portfolio of energy options. We're energy independent, and we have been for a long time. So most of that new generation has actually come from clean energy. It's been 90% of power generation in recent years. What we're talking about now is the loss of 340 gigawatts of energy. That is a massive amount, and I think some context is really helpful. That's actually 3 times the power generation of the state of California. It's more than the Northeast grid and the Midwest grid combined. So it's a huge, huge amount of power. And I don't think that politics should come into the consideration of this at all, because the real question is, do we want the lights to turn on when we flip a switch? And I think the answer for the vast majority of us is yes, that would ideally be great. And we're also pretty lucky in that in general, energy is pretty inexpensive in the US. So when our bills go up significantly, when costs go up for our manufacturers and employers, it has huge downstream effects that we're all going to share in, regardless of what we think about that legislation or anything else that's happening this year.